Welcome to the deep dive, where we take the sources you share, cut through the noise, and really give you that shortcut to profound understanding. Today, we are immersing ourselves in, well, one of the most beloved and maybe complex narratives in devotional tradition. It reveals a kind of shocking paradox about power and love. We are diving into the Damodar Lila. And the central image, it's just stunning, isn't it?
It really is.
The supreme personality of Godhead, the architect of countless universes, the ultimate source of all power,
Yeah.
was once caught stealing butter, disciplined, and then actually tied to a grinding mortar by his own mother.
Tied up. It's a story that completely flips the script on divinity and control. So our mission today is to unpack this pastime, this Leela, understand the really deep philosophy behind the Lord's, willing submission.
Willing submit.
And explore the practices it inspires, especially that beautiful Damodara prayer and then the whole observance of Kartik.
Kartik.
Exactly. And we should probably say up front, for millions of devotees, especially in the Hare Krishna movement, which Srila Prabhupada brought worldwide,
Right.
this specific event and the whole month around it is seen as the most kind of merciful and accessible way to connect with the divine.
The holiest month.
It really is, precisely because of this lesson in intimacy.
Okay, let's unpack this story then. We need to set the scene. Where are we?
We're in ancient Vrindavan.
Right. And the sources tell us young Krishna was, well, a bit of a butter thief, a notorious one.
He was. But, it wasn't about greed. This mischief, it was almost deliberate. An opportunity for these really intimate, loving exchanges with his family.
Like with Mother Yasoda.
Especially Mother Yasoda. And the gopis, too. Those devoted cowherd women who just adored him.
So in this particular story, Mother Yasoda catches him.
Catches him right in the act. Butter all over. And she's kind of had enough,
Understandable.
She decides, okay, a loving punishment is needed here, just to curb these exploits a little.
So she gets a rope.
A thick rope, yeah. And she tries to bind him to this heavy wooden grinding mortar. It's called an ulukala.
A grinding mortar. Okay,
Yeah.
so she tries to tie him up. She's the mom. She's the authority figure.
So she is. But this is where things get, divine. The divine mystery kicks in.
How so?
She pulls the rope, tries to knot it, and the sources are very clear on this. Every single time, the rope is just 2 fingers too short.
2 fingers. Not just too short, but specifically 2 fingers.
Exactly, 2 fingers. And she gets more and more frustrated. She asks more rope from her house, then borrows rope from the neighbors, until she's got this huge pile of rope, enough to go around a small building probably, and still
2 fingers short.
Still 2 fingers short. She's sweating, she's breathing hard, totally exhausted from trying to bind this little boy who she doesn't realize is holding the entire cosmos together.
So the material rope just can't do it.
It can't bind the Supreme Controller, not on its own.
Okay, the 2 fingers. Why 2? Why that specific number? That feels really important, like it's teaching us something.
Oh, it's absolutely central. This is like the core insight. The 2 fingers represent the 2 things needed for a devotee to, control the Lord in a loving way.
The 2 components. Okay, what's the first one?
The first finger is effort. The devotee's sincere, hard effort, the sadhana. That's Mother Yashoda's sweat, her labor, her intense loving desire to protect and guide him.
Right, her struggle, her trying so hard.
Exactly, all her effort.
And the second finger, what's that?
The second finger is grace. The Lord's kripa. Krishna isn't bound by her physical strength or the rope itself. He could break free in an instant.
Of course.
But when he sees her genuine effort, that pure love behind it, he feels compassion. And he allows himself to shrink just enough, metaphorically speaking, for his grace, that second finger, to close the gap.
Wow.
He submits. He allows himself to be bound, not by him, but by love, the love and the effort.
That's profound. So our effort alone, no matter how intense, is always just slightly short.
Always 2 fingers short.
But when the Lord sees that sincere effort and adds his grace,
then the connection is made. The binding happens.
and that submission, that act of being bound by love, is what gives him his name for this whole pastime, Damodara.
Precisely. Dama means ropes,
Ropes.
and Udara means belly. So he is Krishna, the beautiful boy, whose belly, Udara, is bound by the ropes, Dhamma, of love.
Wow. Okay, so this is way more than just a cute story about a naughty kid.
Oh, much more.
Like you said, Srila Prabhupada called it the supreme submission of the supreme. That completely challenges how we usually think about God, doesn't it?
It really does. It forces us to ask, what deep truths are being shown here when the Almighty, the source of everything, lets himself be, dominated by the simple affection of his mother.
It seems like a contradiction. If he's all-powerful, how can he be controlled? Doesn't that imply weakness, or that human love is somehow stronger than God?
That's the paradox.
Yeah.
But it's not weakness. It's actually the ultimate display of power through humility. The sources point to 3 huge philosophical truths revealed right here.
Okay, what's the first?
The first is what you touched on. God is a person. The absolute truth isn't some, empty void or distant judgmental force. He's an individual with moods, desires,
And relationships.
and critically, he desires intimate relationships. Things like parental love, friendship, romance. These are possible with him. Not just possible, but desired by him.
Okay, so God is a person. That leads straight to the next massive question. If he's an infinite person, what could possibly control him?
Right, and that's the second revelation. Love conquers God. Pure love.
Not power, not knowledge.
None of that. All the austerity, all the wealth, all the intellectual gymnastics, all the military might in all the universes, none of it can force him to do anything.
But love can.
But pure, selfless love, like Mother Yasoda's, that has the power to actually obligate the unobligatable as the highest currency in the spiritual realm.
I see. And that connects to the third revelation then, the ultimate exchange he's looking for.
Exactly. He's not interested in service done out of fear or just rigid duty or formality.
He wants something more spontaneous.
He longs for that spontaneous, intimate, personal affection you find in Vrindavan. And this Damodar Leela, it's like the peak expression of that intimacy.
Where he willingly makes himself small.
Allows himself to cry, to seem afraid, to submit to his mother's love, just to prove Crispia. He's completely captured, completely controlled by the pure hearts of his devotees.
Okay, so that's the philosophy, the theory behind it all. How do devotees actually tack into that specific feeling, that intimate exchange today? How is this moment brought into practice?
Well, that's where the incredible power of the Damodara Stakam prayer comes in.
8-verse prayer.
Yes, this entire deeply personal, emotional pastime is captured, immortalized in these 8 verses. It's like the practical pathway to access the feeling of the Lila.
Tell us a bit about the prayer itself. Who wrote it?
It's ancient, composed by a sage named Satyavrata Muni, and Srila Prabhupada, recognizing just how potent it was, established it as the absolute core practice for the entire month of Kartik in Ayaskekam.
The central practice for the whole month.
Yes. And its power isn't just in saying the words, it's in its ability to kind of transport you mentally, spiritually, right into the scene.
So it paints a picture.
An incredibly vivid one. It describes Krishna's face, his eyes brimming with tears from apparent fear, rubbing his eyes with his little lotus hands, glancing nervously side to side, his chest heaving, his neck marked with 3 lines like a conchshell.
Beautiful details.
And now, on top of that, marked by the rope of his mother's devotion. When you recite it, you're meant to enter the mood of the gopis, watching this happen. You become a spiritual witness to this ultimate moment of divine submission.
And the promised result for doing this, for reciting it daily, it's supposed to be huge, right?
Astounding, really. The scriptures promise that reciting the Damodar Stakam daily, especially in the evening while offering a lamp,
Okay.
can award the highest perfection of love of God. It's called Prima Bhakti.
Prima Bhakti, the ultimate goal.
The ultimate goal. Pure, selfless, ecstatic love. It's considered so potent, this practice, that just observing Kartik properly with the prayer and lamp can grant the spiritual benefit of hearing the entire Srimad Bhagavatam scripture continuously for like 1,000 years.
Wow. That's incredible. Like devotional time travel, you said.
It really is. It compresses spiritual benefit.
And the prayer itself, it doesn't just describe the scene, does it? It ends with a kind of plea.
Yes, the ending is crucial. It's an act of surrender. The devotee isn't asking for material wealth or even liberation from the material world.
What are they asking for?
They're asking Lord Damodara, the Lord bound by love, for just a tiny fraction of Mother Yasoda's pure, uncomplicated devotion, praying to become bound to the Lord in loving service forever.
So seeking to control the supreme only through complete surrender, another paradox.
The beautiful paradox of Bhakti.
Okay, connecting this to the bigger picture. This whole pastime isn't just confined to those 8 verses or one event.
No, exactly. The focus broadens out considerably. The entire month of Kartik, which usually falls around October, November, is dedicated to this pastime. It's universally known as the month of Damodara. It becomes a special period for intensely focusing on these themes of intimacy, submission, and love.
And this month has specific practices or vows associated with it. We mentioned chanting the Damodara daily in the evening. What else?
The second major observance, and probably the most visible one, is Deepadan, offering a ghee lamp.
Offering a lamp, how does that connect back to the story?
It's a beautiful connection. Remember, after Krishna was tied to the mortar,
Yes.
he didn't just sit there. He started crawling, dragging this heavy wooden mortar behind him.
Right, pulling the mortar.
And eventually, he crawls between two huge Arjuna trees, and the mortar gets wedged. When he pulls, the trees crash down.
Okay.
But in doing so, he wasn't just breaking trees. He was actually liberating two divine beings, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, who had been cursed to stand as trees. By his action, he eliminated their situation and freed them.
So the offering of the lamp, the Deepadan, is like a symbolic reenactment of Krishna bringing light and liberation.
Exactly. It's a participatory ritual. It's simple, accessible. You don't need elaborate ceremonies or difficult austerities. You just offer a small flame, representing your own small light of love and devotion to the Lord.
Anyone can do it.
Anyone, anywhere. And that simplicity is key. It connects to why the sources emphasize that all devotional activities performed during Kartik yield immensely multiplied spiritual benefits. It's a month of enhanced mercy, almost effortless grace flowing from this pastime.
That image, the cosmic architect submitting to his mother's exhaustion and love, it really does shift how you might think about spiritual goals. It's less about forcing something through sheer willpower.
Much less. It's about attracting grace through sincere effort and love.
So let's bring this right back to you, the listener. What does this all mean for us today? How do we take this story of a divine child tied to a grinding mortar and make it relevant in a busy modern life? We probably don't have mortars lying around.
No, probably not. But we circle back to the essential lesson. The ropes that bound Krishna weren't really hemp or fiber. They were woven from prema, pure love.
That's the only material strong enough?
It's the only thing that works. So our modern application, our practice of bhakti yoga devotional service, is really about weaving our own rope of prema.
Okay, so what are the strands we use today to weave that rope?
Well, the sources are clear on the practical things. Chanting the holy names like the Hare Krishna mantra is a key strand.
Chanting.
Sincerely hearing these pastimes, understanding the philosophy, that's another strand. Offering simple things, maybe some food prepared with love, some effort and service, heartfelt prayer, every bit of genuine loving attention we offer.
It's like adding a fiber to our personal rope.
Exactly. We're weaving it strand by strand.
And that two-finger analogy, it still holds true for us now, doesn't it?
Absolutely crucial. Our effort, our weaving the rope with whatever sincerity and love we can muster, that's the first finger. Our sadhana, our part. The goal is to weave that rope with such sustained love and attention, such genuine feeling, that Krishna sees it. He sees the effort. He sees the love.
And he's pleased.
He's pleased by that genuine attempt. And then he provides the second finger, his grace. He allows himself to be tied by our rope, allowing us to fix him firmly within our hearts forever. He submits to our loving effort, mixed with our feeling, our bhava.
So the Damodar Leela story, it's really the ultimate reassurance in this tradition, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
It tells us God isn't some distant, unapproachable CEO behind layers of cosmic bureaucracy.
Not at all.
He's actually the most lovable, the most approachable person imaginable. And the only real qualification needed to get close to him isn't power or knowledge.
No.
It's just a heart full of love. A lesson delivered so powerfully by Mother Yasoda's simple, maybe even flawed, but utterly pure maternal affection. It's a wonderful paradox to end on. That our devotion, however small or imperfect it feels to us, can actually be seen as more powerful, in a sense, than the Lord's own infinite cosmic power. We invite you to really reflect on that tension between the controller and the controlled.
And maybe consider this final thought. The story shows God allows himself to be conquered by love. Think about the ultimate power revealed in that seeming weakness. If pure, simple, spontaneous affection can control the creator and controller of countless universes, what does that suggest about the true, measurable, maybe even essential value of selfless love in our own lives and our own relationships? If we value God's cosmic power, maybe we should equally value the power of the love that binds him.
Go explore that beautiful prayer, the Namadastakam, and the tangible, loving energy of Lord Damodara this Kartik month or anytime. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.